Welcome to Wanna Bet, the daily gambling game show that takes betting seriously, but not much else. Get our favorite plays on the totals, sides, props, exotics, and futures to jump on now.
So let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Subject som kere konsolata konsolferino. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben.
Hey there, welcome to Wanna Bet. Let's get it started. Indeed, I'm Jason. That's Ben. We are Wanna Bet. We do this 7 days a week. Sorry for the delay. We are, as we've been telling you guys, getting some new software and new graphics packages built, some new operating software we're trying to integrate with our friends at Odyssey, and we had everything ready to go on our end, but couldn't get some final clearance. So we are back on our regular look. Beltway Ben is killing it, and we will have a new and improved. We're going to have lines and updated stats across the screen. A lot of cool stuff, but we just couldn't quite get there today. The show is, as it always is, first, second, third down. 3 favorite bets Ben and I have made since yesterday's show. There's always yesterday's show, pretty much always. Fourth down is kind of fourth and whatever. Could be a quick hitter to get you paid quickly. Could be a long-term bet, like a future. I'll be on a baseball future or two today. Overtime football parlays every day because it's football season, and we keep score around here. How did it go yesterday, Beltway Ben? So there you go. Pretty good day for me. We're crushing it in soccer right now. Luis Diaz came so damn close to an assist and a goal in the final minutes of that Bayern match yesterday. Actually, he should have had a goal in the first half as well. That would have really put us over the top. Not a great weekend for us in college football, except for the Minnesota game that we were on twice. Not great for us at all on the college overs this weekend. We will strive to do better. If you were watching yesterday's show, put money in your pocket in real time. We hedged our Bournemouth Cherries bet with some money on Palace and Mateta to score. He had a hat trick in real time at halftime. We cashed all those bets. Beltway Ben, how was life for you yesterday in these betting streets?
Yeah, it was absolutely horrific. There's no way around it. We did not do well, or I did not do well. Duke, you fumbled at the 1 yard line. I knew how the day was going to go. They were in it for a little while, and then in the fourth quarter, get completely ran over. Georgia wins. Clemson, I'll be completely honest with you. I expected Cade Klubnik to start and play in that game. He was going to warm up. I thought he'd be fine. Supposedly he warmed up. The ankle didn't feel right. And he ends up not going. I would not have played them as a favorite, especially with the backup in. Again, I didn't know. That's on me. So we lose that parlay. And then Alabama, Tennessee. Go watch the final 5 to 10 minutes of that game. One of the worst beats in an over I've seen. Tennessee's down 3 scores. They have 4th and 13 in the pouring down rain. Instead of kicking a field goal to make it a 2-score game, they go for it, don't get it, force a punt, to which they get 2 PIs to put them at the 2-yard line with a minute to go and weren't able to do anything with it. So that was unfortunate. I haven't even included in I know we had Devontae Adams touchdown, but we also had 2 other props that don't look like they're going to hit in the Jags game. Liam Cohn is a moron. As nicely as I can. Him not running the football early on in this game made it the way it has been, and now you're passing, having Trevor Lawrence chuck it across the field. Like, dude, it's a frustrating watch. But no, it was a really, really bad day. There's no way around it, but I'm confident we can bounce back here.
Hope you tailed me on our little plus money Rams money line, and we took the under up to 54.5. So I don't like to count bets before they cash, but if that one doesn't cash, it's the weirdest game in NFL history. So good start there. All our bets are available when we make them in real time on the Super Discord. If you're listening on Spotify, go to my Twitter, go to Ben's Twitter. The link tree is there. Our buddy Eric Casilius is cashing for people there as well. He'll join us tomorrow. All his plays on the Discord. And Beltway Ben, get us started on first down.
Yes, first down. We will take it to the Commanders. Commanders-Cowboys matchup. We're going to go with Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt over 82.5 rushing and receiving yards. Now, I hedged myself basically because I think, quite honestly, you could get this running the football. I think it's a weird situation for Jaden Daniels with everything they have going injury-wise. The wide receivers, we're going to see a lot of Luke McCaffrey, guys like that. But the Cowboys defense last in success rate against the run, and they're bottom 7 in the NFL, seventh last in EPA against the run. So they're not doing well defensively. I know Krosky Merritt's over this in just one game so far this season. The fumbles do scare you a little bit, but playing in Dallas, he doesn't have to worry about any slippery surfaces, no rain, nothing like that. That should be fine. And no Debo. He takes 3 to 4 carries away in the backfield of game. So no Debo will kind of eliminate that. McNichols receiving scares me a little bit, chipping away at that. But I do think Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt has a little bit of a bounce back game here. And I think it's going to be a tight one. I mean, the spread says it will. I do lean Dallas, but I think it'll be a tight game. I like Krosky-Merritt to go over 82.5 rushing and receiving.
I'm going to go to Arrowhead first down. Chiefs have scored 28 or more in 3 straight. I know the Raiders have been tricky for the Chiefs, past iterations of them. But Mahomes is still 12-2 all time against the Raiders. When Mahomes and Reed face the Raiders, they still average over 30 points per game against them. Mahomes in that 12-2 record, just a ridiculous QB rating. They're getting Rice back. That's going to open things up, and safeties can't just smother Kelsey anymore. Mahomes has been throwing touchdowns lately. We're perfectly fine with that here. We expect him to throw for a couple. The 3 receptions for Kelsey, we know those little pop passes. Just trying to find my notes here. When things get tight, he's still going to him. Again, Rice and Worthy back now. This should be more single looks on Kelsey than we become accustomed to seeing lately. It is a bad Raiders defense. There's no other way to put it. And yeah, do I think the Chiefs are going to cover 10 plus against these guys? I mean, probably not. They haven't been great covering those numbers. 0-5-1 against the spread. Last year, in the 7 instances, they were favored by over a touchdown. But again, we're taking this under a touchdown. This is the number I was looking for. Mahomes, 12-2 against the Raiders. 35 passing touchdowns, just 5 interceptions. Andy Reid wants to keep the confidence going. He wants to pour it on. We've seen in recent games, like against the Ravens, having Mahomes go for that 5th passing touchdown, get everybody feeling like we're back. So I'm comfortable with the 2 there. And yeah, I do think they can score into the 30s. Second down, Ben.
Yeah, second down, we're going to go with a touchdown prop. I don't give out a ton of these. Kinshawn Judkins, anytime touchdown at -110. I like the matchup for him a lot here today. You have a Dolphins defense second to last in EPA against the run, bottom 10 in defensive run success. And he scored 2 of his first 3 games and then hasn't scored in 2 straight. So he is due to punch one in. I think the Browns offense will look a little bit better today. In 3 of the last 4 weeks, the Dolphins have allowed a rushing touchdown to an opposing running back. Another play that I can give out as an official play, 20.5 carries. It's rare that you find a rookie with that type of number, but it's going to be ugly weather. Supposedly it's real windy, real crappy out. Judkins is the guy. They trusted him. We know all the off-the-field stuff for him to come in immediately and be a guy for them and immediately touch the football. So that should tell you enough of what they think about him. I do think he gets a lot of carries today. As I said, 20.5 is the number. I played over that. But if he gets those carries, Miami's not shutting Cleveland out. I know Cleveland is not good offensively, but that Miami defense is awful. Mike McDaniel is like a dead man walking in terms of coaching job. So I do think they give up some points today. And I think Kinshawn Judkins plays a big role in that. So I like him over 20.5 carries, and I also like his anytime touchdown.
I've got 2 plays for you on second down. We've been on this Washington-Dallas game throughout the week. I think it's going to be high scoring. Dak is in great form. Dak's been throwing for 3 or more touchdowns 3 straight games. Dak's getting CD Lamb back. Dak's facing a defense that he has feasted on historically. It's a D coordinator in Dan Quinn, who he knows very well from Quinn's time in that building. Dan Quinn can't get a pass rush going right now. Dan Quinn's defense looks pretty fugazi. And look, Jerry's paying Dak all this money to throw the damn ball, and we know what he's been doing with Pickens, and we know what he's doing with Ferguson. Could CD Lamb come back, disrupt that? No, I don't think so. It's more the merrier. Dak's last 6 home games against Washington, they've averaged 41.3 points, the Cowboys have. 17 touchdowns, no picks. Yes, I like the 3 passing touchdowns. We've also got a parlay here, Dak to throw for at least 2 passing touchdowns. Dak to throw for 225 yards. Dak leads the NFL in completions and attempts. I don't think they're getting off of that. Dak's thrown for at least 237 in every game, and they will want to run up the score here if they can. It is a rivalry game. They know what their boss, Jerry Jones, likes. And the 23.5, I feel like, again, for a Dallas offense that's been rolling up 30 and 40 against Washington historically at home, and with the form they're in right now, 23.5 is a number for plus money I could live with. Third down, Ben.
Yes, third down. We will go to a little parlay here. Christian McCaffrey, 50-plus rushing yards. I probably should stop playing with McCaffrey's rushing props. But again, we go back to it. I find myself going back to it, given the way Atlanta's played against the run, and then the Broncos on the money line at -133. The quick Mac Jones stuff was fun for a little while. I'm not fully buying that, especially against this Falcons defense. Like the Falcons run or pass defense is pretty good. The run defense, I think, can have some issues. We saw James Cook get going a little bit.
But you're on. This is Broncos money line and not Falcons money line.
Yes.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. Okay.
Yeah, two different games. Christian McCaffrey, I think they're going to hand the football off to him enough. And even in these games right now, like 14 to 17 carries a game, I don't think they get blown out. I do lean Falcons for what it's worth, but like I don't think they get blown out. And if that's the case, you're going to have to keep the ball on the ground. Shanahan keeps trying to pat himself on the back for that quick passing game, and it's fine. But they still have guys banged up. Pearsall's banged up. I think McCaffrey gets us here without an issue. And then the Broncos, like at home against the Giants, who Giants are a fun story. Everybody's loving this Dart Scatterbo thing. Like it's going to come to an end. And I think it's going to come to an end pretty shortly here. The Broncos offense hasn't been good, but they do have the best defense in the NFL maybe. And I think their offense is good enough against, you have Dobbins who can run all over that defense, which we'll talk about in a minute with the Giants defense. But I do think the Broncos win the game at home. They're 7.5 point favorites. I think they win this one without any sweat.
I like Denver and I like Atlanta. I'm there with you. And look, you'll have time after the show to look at yesterday's show. We've got a lot of plays in that show for today's NFL games that you're going to want to check out if you haven't already seen it. And you can go listen. Maybe you got to drive, go pick up some hoagies before the game. Listen to the podcast on Spotify. Listen to it on iHeart, the iHeart app, the Odyssey app, Apple Podcast. Third down. I'm on that Denver game as well, Beltway Ben. Again, I just want to give this number out again. Since 2019, when the Broncos and Giants play in September or October, those teams have combined to go 68-34-1 to the under. We've got a Denver team that's 18-8 to the under their last 26 at home in September or October. We've got a Giants team that since the start of last year is 15-8 to the under no matter where they play. These two teams are 8-3 to the under this year. Denver jet lag coming back from London. The Giants coming off big divisional wins and all that hoopla against the best defense in the NFL with a rookie playing in altitude, playing without his number one receiver. This screams under game. We're taking it up to 50.5. Again, this thing's going off around 40. Do I think we get to 40? I would play the game under if you made me at the regular number. We're taking it to 50.5. Jackson Dart's been running for 50 yards on everybody. This is a defense that's going to get after him. They've got 6 legitimate pass rushers. They can bring pressure from all over. This kid hasn't seen a defense quite like this before. He will activate the legs and take off. He's been routinely getting 15 to 17 yarders. That gets us halfway home. I don't know if he goes for 50 again because this might get out of hand and they might call off the dogs in terms of activating his legs. But I see Jackson Dart being sped up, being a little hyper, and trusting his legs. Same thing for Knicks. Giants have one of the most underrated front sevens in the league. Yes, Denver is a really good offensive line, but Knicks has gotten himself into some trouble already this year. He's had some games where he's played with his food. He's gotten too quick, too sped up himself, too quick to push the ball into high traffic. 20 is a pretty conservative number for him, and I think this Giants defense is going to force him to scramble a little bit. Fourth and whatever, Ben.
Yes, fourth and short. Rashee Rice to catch a pass on the first drive of the game, for the Chiefs at least. For the Chiefs' first drive, Rashee Rice to catch a pass, minus 140. I think it's going to be the first play, to be completely honest with you. I think it's going to be a screen to him, a slant, whatever it is to get that crowd, because it's home, up, standing on their feet, cheering for him. We know how Andy Reid is. That's what it is. I don't know that he's fully back to 100% from the injury. Of course, the suspension was there, but it was a pretty tough injury that he did have, and that scares you a little bit, but I think he's going to be on the field still. I think he'll be out there. I think Andy Reid, which I'll get to in a minute, is going to try to get him a touchdown. I think Andy Reid's going to try to get him a catch on the first or second pass of the game. And Mahomes also knows how to get his guys involved against this awful Raiders defense. Like, I just think that we could see some offense with the Chiefs overall throughout the whole game. But I do like Rashee Rice to have a fine first drive and catch at least one pass here.
Yeah, I'm with you. He'll be a part of that 15 play script, no doubt about it. 4th and long for me. I've got 2 plays. Don't need to belabor the point on either of them. Dodgers to beat the Mariners. We obviously don't know if the Mariners are going to hold off Toronto. We'll get to that in a minute. But it's most likely that they do with the 3-2 advantage. And if they do, look, just playing the Dodgers straight up to win the World Series is not going to fetch you much money here. So we're going to go the plus 105. The only way we're going to lose money here is if the Dodgers lose the World Series, because we're also putting a half unit, choppy, on the Dodgers to beat Blue Jays. So if the Blue Jays hold serve at home and they go through, I don't think them on fumes is going to be enough to beat the Dodgers. And look, we're getting a much bigger return, plus 425 for this proposition. Either way, the Dodgers look like a mega team. Once we know who they're facing, I will certainly be playing probably the Dodgers to sweep or the Dodgers, to lose no more than 1 game. Those markets aren't fully formed yet because we don't know who they're playing yet. But I made those bets yesterday. Wanted to share them with you guys because I do have a hard time seeing anybody beating the Dodgers. Beltway Ben, you've got triple overtime?
Yes, we are. We're taking it three different ways.
The 3-way souffle.
Yes. Also, I did forget to mention my betting slip. It was in the record there, but Maryland. We had Maryland's first half team total. I thought for sure that was going to be a big time scoring game. Yeah, there's 3 points at halftime. The defense came up, but the offense, I mean, what? Don't even get me started. I thought Maryland was going to win the game, though. I was pretty confident.
I never thought they were going to win the game, and it killed me because Mateo was going crazy, and that thing took 4.5 hours. And he's such a true believer, and I just bit my lip. But I'm like,
you said it all week.
Mike Loxley will poop his pants.
I was pretty confident in that one. I thought for sure. And then defense,
I jumped the UCLA money line at like minus 146 at the beginning of last week. As soon as I saw it, I'm like, they're not losing this game.
And the worst part is they had a million chances. Of
course they did. That's Maryland.
How about the Williams run to get them across midfield? All right, continue to choose. No, let's just chuck it into the ground some more. I mean, come on.
Let's throw 2-yard passes that are going to get all our players killed because everybody knows where the ball's going.
100%.
High, like low return, high risk medicine balls, so we can get everybody hurt.
And then let's just tell
on a day where the quarterback's off and it's throwing behind everybody.
Right.
It's ridiculous. Right. Let's throw it into the slot 5 straight times, 2 yards downfield, and see if we run out of players.
Literally. That's literally what it is. But frustrating. Yeah, so we lost 2. We lost because we also were on their money line at plus money. So we lost about 2, and it was a bad day yesterday overall. But here we go. Harold Fannin, this is a little tight end plus Dobbins, as I mentioned before. I like him against that defense. A little tight end play here. Harold Fannin Jr., Mason Taylor, Tucker Kraft. Harold Fannin, I mean, there's no Njoku, and it's an ugly weather day. We usually see tight ends, quick passes to them. Fannin can break some tackles. I do think he gets us to 25. The weather scares you with wide receivers, but tight ends I usually feel fine about. Mason Taylor, listen, no Garrett Wilson. That situation, how bad the Panthers are against tight ends,
yeah.
I think Mason Taylor has a really big day today. 25 is all we need, though. And then Tucker Kraft. Arizona's allowed like the 3rd most receiving yards of tight ends this season. Tucker Kraft is a beast. He can catch the long pass. We've seen him go over, 25 yards in just 1 catch multiple games this year. And then Dobbins, 40-plus rushing yards. I don't think Peyton needs to chuck the ball 50 times and get Bo Nix hurt or get Bo Nix flustered and frustrated on the sideline. Hand the ball off to Dobbins and let him eat the way he has. I think he gets 40-plus rushing yards as long as he stays healthy. Plus 142 for the first overtime. Second overtime, where it's another 2 tight end here, and then
Chig. He's a Terp.
Yes, he is. He absolutely is. Chig Okonkwo, 30-plus receiving yards. When you look like with Ridley out, and that
who's Ward throwing the ball to? Yeah, what's McCoy
the Patriots have not
been
good against tight ends really, and he's got. I mean, he's had it's plus 1. I almost gave it out by itself, but I didn't because Vegas usually knows. He's had 40-plus receiving yards in 3 of his last 4 weeks, and 40-plus is like plus 200. I just can't believe it, given what he's. And I know I get the situation, all that, but with no Ridley, I mean, are we being? I don't know how Chig doesn't have a fine day against the Patriots. I think they're going to be playing from behind. I think Vrabel's going to want to run that score up, and he's going to do that. So Chig should be having a lot of garbage time opportunity. Rashee Rice, anytime touchdown. Big risk here, as I said before. I don't know that he's 100% back. I know all that, but if they're up 3 scores, Reed is going to get him one. Like, that's just how Reed is. Reed's smart. And Rashee Rice, even at 75, 80, 90%, is still a very, very strong wide receiver, very good wide receiver. And I think Mahomes knows what's at stake here. So I do like Rashee Rice anytime touchdown. Harold Fannin, 4+ receptions. I talked about him before. I think easy throws to the tight ends, keep it quick. And then lastly, the triple overtime. Three-way, Browns, Bears, Broncos, plus 201. Basically, we're throwing the Browns in here to get good value because the Browns are about minus 140. I think they win today. Anytime you take the Browns, you don't feel good about it. But I do think they win today against a joke Dolphins team. I think Vegas is telling you that. The Bears, we've talked about them. The Bears are playing pretty good football. And then the Broncos. I think the Broncos are in a good spot against the Giants. So I like that at plus 201.
Love it. I've got a little parlay here. Nothing too crazy. Look, Beltway Ben, just he mentioned New England. Like, I know it's really public. I know everybody's playing the Patriots, and then a bunch of money came in today on Tennessee, and now it's down to 6.5. I think if Vrabel scores early, I think Vrabel's going to score often, and that's got a chance to go sideways. I think the Falcons are winning that football game for a multitude of reasons, including the fact that Kyle Shanahan can't run the football. But give me the 7.5 there. We talked about the Cowboys and how they should be able to slice and dice Dan Quinn's defense. They've owned Washington. I think that's a shootout type game where they don't take their foot off the gas. And then the Packers, the Josh Jacobs things give me a little pause, but I think Jacoby Brissett's going to be better than Kyler, and he's going to throw the ball in Green Bay a little bit, and LaFleur can't just play with his food and take the foot off the gas in the second quarter. I think it's going to force Jordan Love to continue to take those play action deep shots, and I think Green Bay's winning the game, and I think they're going to have to score into the mid-20s to do it. So, again, it's going to be a great day to pitch and catch in Arizona. I know they're playing left a little late, whatever. Green Bay is due for a 4-quarter game. And even a 3-quarter game should get me, knock wood, to 20 points. Beltway Ben, let the people know, as always, how we've been doing, what we've been up to. There you have it. We need a big half from Liverpool here. Come on. We hit the post. We got Isak missing the net. Like, let's go Liverpool. Let's win that match. Let's take care of business. Maybe even win it by 2 goals. Big second half at Anfield. I think they can do it. I still don't trust Man U in the back. I don't trust them really at all. I definitely don't trust their manager. So let's see them blow that game to finish a monster weekend of soccer. We'll be back with our buddy Eric Casillas tomorrow. We might have new graphics. We might have all kinds of new fancy stuff. We've done everything we can do on our end with that. We have any special time tomorrow, Beltway Ben?
Probably around 10.
Yeah, that should be good. I don't know if I have to do bet sweats or not. I get confused. I'll let you know. So it'll be 10 or 10:30. Again, there's the Super Discord. If you're on Spotify, if you're a Spotifyer, go to our Twitter, go to the bio. There's a link tree there. And listen, the shows yesterday, the day before, are loaded with smart plays for today's games. Check them out before kickoff as well. Obviously, some of these games aren't kicking off until 4. You want to bet, we want to bet. We thank you for wanting to bet with us. Let's have a great Sunday, and we will see you guys tomorrow.